Thank you
All right.
for joining me today. I appreciate it. What we're going to be going through today. Let me see. I think there's less slide echo. So we're going to be going through today is the Frederick product. We've rebranded as Marketing Suite. To give you some history on this, when we acquired a company called Booker, it was a salon spa software. They also developed the marketing platform that they named Frederick. When it came to Mindbody, we kept the name Frederick for a while, and as of late, we've been trying to change the name to Marketing Suite. So if you hear both names or you see both names within the site, that's what kind of the confusion might be. What we're going to be going through today is I want to show you some of the features within it. There's definitely other email platforms that we integrate with. I would say that this platform itself is the most deepest integration that we make with any other email platform, and I'll kind of show you how that works in Mindbody and what that looks like. So first thing, what you always do is when you're logged in, you're always brought to this dashboard. This dashboard is going to be some great analytics of like new visits, any kind of a rescue clients. So that's clients that have won back in the last 180 days. So if you're through email campaigns or efforts that you're making through this program, reach it back out to the client, they come back and visit or purchase something. This is where you're going to be able to see how many of those clients. Other items up here that you don't see, this is all attached to a test account, are things like sales. So if you're selling memberships, how many memberships have been sold as a result of campaigns, directly or indirectly, and any kind of package sales, new client sales that you'll be able to see. Below here, you're going to be able to see how many emails that you have sent out, how many emails have been opened, email interactions. So I'm clicking on something and actually being reverted to the site or a call to action button. Other things that you don't see down here that they don't have turned on is there's actually a rate and review. So you're going to be able to see an NPS score, a Net Promoter Score. If you're asking for reviews on how you're doing as a business, clients get to rate you, and you get to see that kind of number here. And then there's another report where you get to kind of see the actual responses that clients are sending to you. I first want to begin to show you probably one of the biggest things about this platform, and again, why it differs between other email platforms that we integrate with, is the integration itself, and the robustness or the robust client list that you can create. So when I go into your contacts, I'm going to go directly into this contact list section. And what we call as smart list are going to be pretty powerful within this tool, because if you've ever used any other platform, email platform in conjunction with Mindbody, a lot of them you have to run reports within Mindbody, then export that list to another software, email software, and then you have to kind of keep on top of that list to make sure that the client still meets those requirements, or still part of that campaign that you're trying to reach or audience that you're trying to reach. Smart List actually takes care of that for you. You're able to set parameters around certain things, and when clients no longer meet those parameters, they're automatically excluded from any type of campaigns or emails you're trying to send to them. So for instance, in here you have static lists. Static lists are just constant lists. Those are kind of those lists you're running within Mindbody. They're static. They don't change or configure themselves depending on the client's behaviors. So smart lists, on the other hand, are going to be the lists that are automatically changing depending on the parameters we put in it. So for instance, we look at this birthday is today. It's going to look for everybody who has a birthday in Mindbody, automatically pull them into that list, and then of course tomorrow they're automatically going to fall out of that list. So if there's anything like a happy birthday email that you want to send, you're able to send an email to that, maybe help letting them know that you maybe have a birthday special or a discount that you want to give. Another one here is visits 10 plus, right? So once I hit the 10 visit threshold, with you, I'm able to now be included in this list. Now, if I have it to where I want another list that says plus 20 or plus visits, and I don't want to include anybody in the 10 plus visit list, I automatically jump up to that list and get removed from the previous list. So those are a couple of the things within it. I want to show you how you can easily go through and build those out. It's a matter of just creating what list that you want to create. So what you always want to do before starting this platform is think about what you want to accomplish from a marketing scheme. Is it I want to be able to retain new visits? Is it I want to be able to retain existing clients? Maybe it's both of those, right? So now what you want to do is define, when somebody comes in for their first visit, am I selling this particular item? I can even drill down that. So if I say, hey, I have the worst retention when it comes to this type of service, I now want to be able to market directly to that audience, and I want to have a drip campaign that automatically encourages them to book or buy another service. So when I get into here, I can click on Create Smart List. You have different smart lists you can create. Most people will use this transaction history filter. And what they're going to do is they're going to use either have or have not. So I have, and then what I want to do is choose what parameter I want to use. So either booked an appointment, open an email, qualified for, browse the availability. One thing I don't see in here is purchased. Give me 1 second here. Let me try to see if I can open up a different Frederick account that probably has more history to it. I'm actually going to this one. Contacts, contact lists. Let's see if we can create a different. And then go into smart list here. All right, let's take a look here. Oh, so they don't have it either. So they have different parameters. So one of the parameters around one of these is going to be purchased, and then I get to really drill down and say they have purchased this particular item, and then create pretty much a list that if I want to just say create an account with and it first occurred or before. So this is the next filter where I get to say first occurred at or after or before, so, or within the last 7 days, for instance. So think of this like I purchased this particular item within the last 7 days. This is where I get to really drill down and say, I want to capture everybody that's bought this item with the last 7 days. And if they haven't bought this in the last 7 days, don't include them in this list, right? I want to only capture these new clients going forward, and I want to encourage them to now buy the next thing. So I can even go through and add in more to this list. So I could say also, you know, maybe was referred by this other person. So I can add this in. So add that in, and I could say, or have purchased this item or this item, and I can create all of those smart lists and create one big list, if you will. So from here, I'm building one big list. Before, after. Sorry. Add. And then I can create a title list for this. So this is going to be, you know, my intro or initial consultation client list or something, right? So I can add that in. So once you have all your smart list built, again, you're looking at what you want to accomplish from a marketing standpoint. You create all your contact lists, your smart list here. I now get to go into automations. And what automations are their drip campaigns. I get to send an email. I get to send in whatever email or text, excuse me, whatever interval that I want to send it in. And then I get to create the content that goes into it. So for instance, I want to be able to nurture prospects, or you can create a new one here. Let's create a new one. So I can go into this automation. I'll create this one here. I then get to decide who to send it to. And that's where I'm going to tap into my smart list that I created. So if it's clients that have bought this first initial consultation or have booked an initial consultation, and I now want to reach out to them to be able to create a drip campaign to have them buy this package or have them take the next appointment or class, you can be able to set that up. So if I'm just going to use birthdays today, let's use that one. The next thing what I get to do from the smart list is I will build another smart list that clients who have bought maybe a membership, maybe a package. I obviously don't want to send it to those clients. And if clients within the drip campaign buy this package or membership, I don't want to continue to send them any of the other emails or text messages. I get to really target just the audience who hasn't done that, right? So I get to choose that item. So I'm just going to say that. So it's going to automatically tell you how many of your contacts meet that criteria, and I get to save that. Okay, so let's imagine this is clients who purchase initial consultation or these particular items, and I now want to encourage them to buy a membership or a package or whatever upsell item that you have. You don't want to send it to them. Okay, I then get to choose whether I want to send an email or text message or both, right? And I get to go into here and hit next. I get to add a delay. If I want this to send out right away, I don't adjust this. I then go in here into email, and I get to choose from a template that I now will adjust. So for instance, I'm going to choose the membership promotion. So if you have memberships and that's your end goal is to get clients to upgrade to a membership, you can go through and add in information to this. So obviously you might not be doing workouts of this nature. You might have pictures of other workouts. You might have pictures the outside of your building, the inside of your space, and you want to be able to add that in there instead. I then get to adjusting the language that's within here, and I get to now put in this buy now, and I get to use we have a new thing. Yep. So you get to use this to be able to create a link to that particular item that you're encouraging the client to buy. Right? And I can add in any content that I wanted to here. Links. I can change the font size and color. Italicize anything. So you can see here. Next thing I'll just put in specific. Fine, excuse me. And then I get to preview, if I wanted to, how that would look to the client, both on their phone, maybe on their tablet or desktop. Okay. From there, I get to also choose what text message I want to send to the client. So this is, you're limited to 136 characters. You're able to put in what message you want to put in there. You can definitely create links. If the link is too large, I suggest using like tinyurl.com. It kind of takes the URL that you have, it's a really long one, and shrinks it. So you can be able to put that in here, and clients get the text message. They can click on the link directly through their phone, and it opens up a browser for them to complete the transaction or sale or booking, whatever you're trying to accomplish. However, you might not, you say, you know what, I don't only want to send one email. I want to create a drip campaign. I want them to get this first email. Maybe this email is just encouraging them to buy it. Maybe this next one is saying time's running out. You only got a certain amount of time. And then maybe create the last one where maybe you're giving them a 10, 15% off, where you're saying, hey, this is your last opportunity. That's kind of a latch this, maybe not say latch this ever, but like maybe, along those lines saying, we really want you as a member. Here's 10% off or 15% off, or hey, you get extra guest member pass or whatever kind of perk that you're going to add to it to get them to buy it. And then we can add delays. So I can say this one's going to go out 7 days from them getting that first email. This one's going to go out 14 days. And now it's going to create this drip campaign. So you're able to create that. So this pretty much will run. Any clients that are buying the initial consultation or the initial thing automatically get added to the list, and then automatically get added to the drip campaign. There's nothing that you have to do to hire somebody technically to be able to run this for you. This will you just set it and forget it. It'll automatically run for you. Again, what's really nice with this clients who it's sent to is I get to say client who bought initial consultation or the initial thing, and then bought a membership or a package. I no longer want to include them in this drip campaign, right? So if they buy something in between day 1 and day 7, they're not going to get day 7 and day 14 email. They automatically get taken out of there. Doesn't look like you're using some, archaic software or email system to be able to keep campaigning towards them when they've already reached what you wanted to buy or book. So automations are great. You can kind of see a few different ones within here. There's a first time welcome email. Those are like happy birthday. There's a couple other ones that are tests. I think this, again, is a test one, so you're going to see quite a bit in here from just people using it. But you can kind of get the idea with these drip campaigns, what you want to accomplish. Maybe I want to hit up everyone that hasn't been in the last 30 days or 60 days, and I want to now send a drip campaign to now get them to rebook an appointment, right? So I can set up those parameters within a smart list and then set up an automation to help me do that. Okay, so those are automations. The other thing that you're going to run across is maybe I want to set up a newsletter. Maybe I want to send out an email blast letting them know I have a new service, or maybe a doctor or a therapist or whoever you're working with is going to be out for a certain amount of time, and I want to make sure that all the clients that have worked with them in the past, or maybe just email blast the entire list. I can create a campaign, and a campaign is pretty much what you kind of get with a constant contact or MyEmma, where you're creating like a template email, and it's giving this announcement, right? There's a big announcement of here's a new service, or this person will be out, or we're opening a new location, something of that nature. You can do that as a campaign. You'd be able to go through here and schedule it. Okay, so I get to say I want to set it on this and this day. So if it's going to be like a Valentine's Day special, but I want to wait on it until maybe I got the infrastructure in place in order for this to send and for people to buy those online or to book on those online, I get to go ahead and postpone of when this is going to send. I think most email platforms will kind of have this feature to it. So but you can see here, and again, what's really nice is I can send this to all contacts, or I can create a smart list, or I can choose from one of the smart lists that I've created. So if it's on booking with a certain therapist or doctor or practitioner, I can look for everybody that's booked with this particular person in the past, and I now just want to reach out to them and let them know, like, hey, this person has moved from this location because we're opening up a new location to this other location. So you can be able to announce that to just those people. All right, I want to pause really quick. We went through automations and campaigns, which we got a little bit left to do, because I want to show you some other features. Does anyone have any questions that are on the line?
Jason, I do have one question.
Okay.
I know that they're talking about doing some improvements to Emma over this, or not Emma, but to the marketing suite over this next quarter or year. Do you know anything of what they're looking to do with that?
Yeah, so there's a couple developments that we're doing internally to the software that's going to really benefit and improve this product. And there's things within this product as well. One thing you might be seeing is I'm kind of just working off of standard templates, and I can't really adjust the font itself, or I can't really add videos, or I can add pictures, but we're working through getting through that. When this product was first created, it was more or less created for smaller brands, and so for them it was like, this is a perfect product. Obviously, now that we've adopted into Mindbody, got larger brands that we work with that want to have specific branding, specific language, the way that it's displayed within, especially the font that their clients are used to. So those are some of the developments within this product. Couple things that we're doing internally that I think will really help this system is we're creating we're redesigning the client profile page. What we're doing for that is trying to make this a true CRM system within Mindbody, where it tracks a stage. And then using Marketing Suite, depending on the stages, you'll be able to pull in smart lists based upon the stages and send them different information, or send them a more specified drip campaign depending on the stage. So maybe they were like, super interested. Maybe they're super hot as far as like wanting to join, and maybe they just need that extra little thing to push them over the edge to buy. So working on that. Another big initiative by Mindbody is we're working on creating internal forms. So for clients to be able to fill out like not just a liability form, but like a questionnaire, and have that automatically uploaded to Mindbody, fill in certain things within Mindbody. I think we've definitely partnered with people like Waiver King, or I think Wave Master or something like that. But we're wanting to develop that in-house for more of the integrative health space that we're in. And of course, part of that is maybe getting entering new clients into the system, or reaching out to a client and having them fill out this survey, right? So maybe you're at a trade show or at or you're out and about, and then all of a sudden you enter their name in, looking to see if they have the waiver filled out. If they don't, then it's going to send them an email with them to be able to fill out the waiver or the form, whatever you call it. So those are a couple of new developments that we're creating within the software, and especially within Frederick.
Awesome.
Yep. Anyone else have questions before we move on? Nope. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, interrupt me at any time. I can definitely answer any of those. So those are like the two bigger components within this platform is being able to create drip campaigns using Smart List, or campaigns using the entire list, or again Smart List. There are other features within here that I want to highlight and make sure you guys are aware of, is going to be here under the Smart Marketing. So these are automatically, if you turn them on, using algorithms to automatically choose the clients to send this to, and then be able to send this to them. So things like appointment reminders. So what's nice about this that differs from the appointment reminders you get out of Mindbody is, if I open this up, make sure I'm sharing the correct screen. Share this instead. Is I can confirm this appointment if I need to. One other thing. Oh, here you go. Actually, I meant to share this instead. So appointment reminders. You got the reminder to book again. So those are so the appointment reminders are a lot like Mindbody, except I think it comes across a little nicer versus just kind of a general email that you kind of see normally in Mindbody. So let me do this. Do sample email. Let me make sure I can do a new share. So you get here, clients can go ahead and click here to confirm, and they confirm their appointments. Again, it's a nicer design than what's coming out of Mindbody. Shows them the time, the appointment, shows them where it's gonna happen at, even shows a map. So if they have a confusion exactly where it's located at, you can see that. Okay, let me go back and share my regular screen. All right. The other couple here, they're kind of similar in nature. We have Boost, fill last minute openings, and then fill slow days. And I'll go back to each one of these. So Boost here is going to say, you're looking at your schedule, maybe you notice Friday or Saturday is not as booked up as you want it to be, and you really want to try to push people to book appointments and maybe give a little bit of discount to encourage them to book. I can activate this Boost, and then I can turn on which day I'd like them to book. Today, maybe it's Monday, and then be able to say, you get 10% off, 15% off anything that you book. And then you can view the sample email here. So if I show that here, it's automatically will create an algorithm where it shows people that haven't booked for that time slot, or have normally booked in that time slot, and automatically send this to them, and they can go through and book now and get 25% off. Or they can just say, hey, I'm not interested at this time, and automatically it'll put them into a queue, letting you know that they're not interested this time, but maybe next time they can be sent an offer. Okay. How that's similar between the three of these, if I'm sharing my proper screen again. Yep, I am, okay. is fill last minute openings. So very similar to the boost is this will look at any last minute openings that you have, send it to clients for them to book the appointment or service or whatever service you have. Again, the purpose of this is to not only for you, so the boost you kind of have to manage. This is automatically running for you. Any last minute openings, it reaches out to clients and hey, we have a last minute opening. I want to fill. You want to fill that spot. Obviously, if you don't fill that spot, you're missing out on revenue. So you don't mind giving a 10 or 15% discount in order to fill that spot, right? Fill slow days is very, very similar to fill last minute openings. It looks a little further in advance to see if you have slow days. It automatically starts emailing clients to get them to fill in those slow days, and you can put in a threshold that if you're not 50% or 75% booked, that it then automatically will stop sending these out to clients. Okay? So those are the boost, fill last minute openings, and fill slow days. My personal opinion, depending on how you operate business and your business model, if you're wanting to use one of these, choose one of them. I wouldn't let them overlap. I think then clients are more or less bombarded with certain campaigns and emails. Choose one that works for you. If your schedule is mostly full, use boost. If you want to kind of fill last minute openings, hoping that you get full paying clients first in those, fill last minute openings. If you're just kind of starting off and maybe just kind of generally slow and growing a business, fill slow days is like the perfect one. We've got limited time specials here. This is if you have any type of specials that you have going on, you can be able to offer those details. Maybe it's 20% off of this product for this month. You can be able to put that in here and send that out to clients. If you have any packages or memberships, you can promote those. One thing I would not do is if you already have an automation to promote your membership, I would not use this in conjunction with that. I would stick to one or the other to avoid any kind of confusion that the client may have. There's a great referral program within this. So after a client's visit, it's going to ask them to refer somebody else, and they would get a discount. You'd be able to set the parameters of what discount they would get. You could set the parameters of what the first referral would get, and then any additional referrals that they send, you'd be able to say, hey, you get this extra discount because you keep referring people. Okay. This is one of my favorite smart marketing pieces in here, is a reminder to book again. Again, Mindbody has the ability to remind clients of a booking, but then it kind of just stops there. What this product will do, let me open this up, is it allows clients to get the option to go ahead and book online, or it gives them an option to snooze it. So I can snooze it for a week, 2 weeks, or a month. Again, what's nice about this is they get put into a different batch, and automatically, when that time comes up, depending on which button they choose, it'll remind them to book again. Again, they could snooze it if they want to. But what's nice about this is their reoccurring email that they can get that just reminds them to book again. Okay. Let me go back. There's a rescue lost customers. So again, this is an automated feature that you can turn on. Again, you can be able to set the threshold. I'm gonna give my personal opinion about this. I personally like an automation to be able to handle this. You can definitely set parameters or create a smart list that says clients you haven't visited in the last 180 days or whatever parameter is. And then you can create a drip campaign. This email here is only really designed to send out once to just try to save them and have them come back. I personally like to create a drip campaign. So again, you can, depending on how you want to do it, you can either turn this one on or create an automation. I wouldn't do both. But what's really nice about this is it just gives you the option if you don't want to go through the hassle of creating an automation. This is just an easy on or off. All right. So what's nice about this product in conjunction with versus other email platforms do is we have a feedback and reviews. So if you're already using kind of the email platform and then using a different service for feedback and reviews, really you can kind of consolidate that into this product. This gives you the option to be able to send reviews to clients via text or email, and then for them to be able to really give you a review, and then like put you on a, how many stars, be able to write any other feedback. If they give you low stars, most clients will comment why they give you a low star. They give you high star, it's kind of 50-50 whether they give you any kind of feedback on that review, right? If they're happy, they're happy. Some clients say, hey, I was happy about this, and you'll be able to get that review or get that feedback. And that may go along. Maybe if you have therapists or practitioners or doctors or something that you work with, this is going to give you really good feedback when it comes in for like quarterly reviews or yearly reviews, and you can be able to compile all of this and then be able to say, here are the great reviews, here's some negative reviews that I think we can work on, or maybe a coaching opportunity right then and there to go up and say like, hey, we got this bad feedback. I'm going to respond to this client and say X, but I'd like to know, like, how can we improve the situation, or was it just this client, or whatever the case may be. So you can turn this feature on, send it, be able to have a minimal between days since the last request. So maybe they get the first one, that waits for another 60 days and sends another one with their next visit. I personally believe that getting continuous feedback from a client is always really important. They may feel super excited at first, but then as time goes on, they feel like they're not getting the same attention that they were initially, right? So this is going to give you feedback that's going to be essential to you, making sure that you're addressing those needs and addressing the business needs to change it. Another great thing about this is I can ask to post to social sites. So like Yelp, Google. What's nice about that is we don't have a direct integration with them as of yet. I have to look, and I don't think we plan on that doing initially. But it will prompt them to say, here's a link to our Yelp, here's a link to our Google. Please review us on there too as well. And most clients from using this product that I've seen will go do it as well. So auto publish reviews. So what's nice about this is clients who rate you 4.5 stars or higher will automatically, you can get this code here, and if you have a website, you can automatically have that published on the website. So instead of you having to manage that and be able to have like a web guy and a marketing person for them to always constantly talk to each other and get this feedback and put it in, you can automatically have it to where it automatically fills in for you. All right. A couple of last items in here is text marketing. So if a client, text message marketing, if a client is currently not opted in to receive text messages, this initial text message will send out to the client and saying, hey, would you like to get subscribed to our text messages? We have some great things that we do via text message. Do you want to subscribe? I say that the rate for that is 50%. Higher in a newer business, but if you're established business, I see around 50% of people opting in for text messages. And that's where you can really take advantage of the automations for text messages, or a lot of these other options in here that offer a text message option in conjunction with an email. Okay. And then here's a package or membership setting. So if I want to promote those package or memberships, this is where I can set up what membership or package if I want to use this smart marketing rather than the automations. Okay. You can put in emails or text messages. So you can text message or email people when new bookings have been done. I think we kind of have that within the software, but this, I think, makes it a little nicer than our software itself, and the core software itself. You really kind of go through and set up your business listing. You can set up primary colors for buttons. This is where you kind of go through and put in your links to your review sites. You can put in your hours every day. This is where you kind of go through and set up your settings overall. Last but not least is we have reporting within here. So I get to see what kind of email history, who opened, who didn't open. Other reports you don't see in here. our clients who maybe have booked appointments or bought things, and you can see dollar amounts with them. So you actually can kind of see the ROI on this product. So if you're paying X and this product's bringing in this, then you can kind of validate the purchase of this product. Text message history. So any clients that are getting a text message, any clients that clicked on a certain link within that. Visits, tracked calls, and then any of this, and you kind of see these other ones, the feedback and reviews. This is where I get to kind of see any of that feedback or review. But I can also export any of this data. So if I need to use it for a specific reason, or I want to be able to put in Excel and kind of manipulate it my own certain way, maybe it's you're a staff member and you need to give this to the owners of what kind of campaigns have been running, what kind of ROI has been produced as a result of it. You can export any of these reports. If you have more than one location, you can see where I can choose it off of different locations there. Going back to, this, one thing I didn't mention, if you do have multiple locations, so you have, this location and you also have that location, and you really don't want, you want the automation to send out in both locations, you can easily, and this is done with the automations and campaigns, you can easily go into here, hit duplicate, and then you can choose which locations you'd like to shoot this on off to. Again, what it's going to do is going to create the smart list automatically over in that other situation too, or that location as well. Let's see. Are there any questions via chat or anything? Does anyone have any questions though?
When you did that text marketing option in the core software of what you have, is that just a number that we can put into emails, or is that actually going to start to just text messaging our customers?
So are you talking about this one, Garrett?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what this will do is obviously for privacy laws, right? We have to, especially when it comes to text messaging, is we have to ask permission. However, by law, we're able to send initial email to ask for permission. So what this will do is this will ask for permission to subscribe. Once they subscribe, any of these other items where we're including in a text message, so I want to send this via text message, right? They'll be part of the group. If they have a booked appointment, they'll get this reminder via text. And it's a nicer format. So what's nice about this is it'll sync with their Mindbody settings and vice versa. So if I subscribe to text messages in here, it'll automatically subscribe them in Mindbody. Vice versa, if I subscribe in Mindbody, it'll automatically subscribe in this software. Does that answer your question, Garrett?
Yep, I think that will help everybody in that aspect. One of the other things that, just so people know, is how often Frederick or Marketing Suite and Mindbody talk to each other. So when they know when they can use different booking options and everything.
Right. Yep. Exactly. And especially with the smart list, is the smart list themselves are updated once a day, but they're updated in the morning before any of the automations go out. So again, we're talking about that campaign or drip campaign. It'll automatically say that this person purchased a membership or package. Great. Remove them from the list so they're no longer getting the rest of the campaign or drip campaign. So yeah, so if anyone has any questions, let me know. But what we want to do is kind of offer this to you. And what we want to do is if anybody's interested in kind of marketing or trying the product out for a month to see if it's a great fit for you, we're more than happy to kind of demo that or pilot that with you guys for free for a month, and you guys can try it out. And then if you guys want to go through and acquire it, you can just talk directly to Garrett. You can let me know.
Excellent. As it looks like we do have a Q&A here. Is there any kind of campaign to send to clients who no-show for appointments?
Yes. So what I can do is, Let's cancel this. Contacts. Continue that. Have yes, so there is. I think this because of the limited, but there is a way. So I could take clients who have not showed up for an appointment and then be able to reach out to them to rebook that appointment. Or if it's a different message you want to send, like, hey, this is the first no-show that you've had. All the other ones going forward, we're going to start charging you for those no-show appointments. We can definitely create just a single email or text message that goes out to them.
So they would have to be listed as no-shows in the core software.
Correct. If you go through and complete those appointments in any way, or complete those, or early cancel them from the class, then you're kind of skewing the data within the software, and it's not going to display right here. So you definitely want to have some best practices circled around with the site in order for this to operate efficiently. But I'm more than happy to work with any one of you on identifying what that is. First one to identify, and that's one thing I want to offer too as well. If any of you want to sign up for this, I'm more than happy to work with you guys on setting up what automations you guys want to run, what is your overall theme that you're kind of going with your business, and be able to initially help you set this up to be able to run. From there, we have a great support team that can help you out here at Mindbody or through Garrett. But initially, I can definitely help you set up the software to make sure that we got the campaigns and automations and things running right for you.
Excellent. And then Brandon, I'll actually play with mine over this next week to see how that works for no-shows on the booking, and then I'll get back to you.
Yeah, and I can definitely on a different site, on a different test site that definitely has more of this. I can definitely create steps for that. Yeah.
Excellent.
Another question. Cool. All right. Any other final questions? No. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody for joining today. Again, this is a Mindbody product. Think of this as Mindbody product, and we're always developing and evolving it. And so I think it's the next year, even less than that, you see a lot of massive improvements within this. We're creating deeper integrations, especially when it comes to us developing our own software internally with forms and CRM. That you're going to see a major difference in how this can help automate certain things that you are currently doing manually.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot, Jason. I know a lot of people have been curious about the marketing suite and wanted a little bit more of an insight like this. And then maybe a couple months from now, once we get ours with a lot more examples, we might be able to just do another one of these and use our core software as an example.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And again, for anyone that wants to trial it for a month, I can use your own data to be able to set up any of those lists with you. So.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot. And if anybody has questions after this, feel free to email us, and we will be happy to help you, or reach out to the Mindbody One community. And I know there's a lot of people in there that want to help.
Yep, definitely.
All right. So thanks a lot.